Hi guys, my first blog post, sitting. It's more than just a pain in the backside, though you are now forgiven for being irritable. Did you know that most of us, 80% of our waking hours are spent sitting? We sit way too long and often without a break or change in activity. And we can be pretty sure that we're doing it with poor posture, which weakens our entire musculoskeletal system, making us feel tired and uncomfortable all over. The biomechanics of sitting and where the pain sets in. One big positional problem with sitting is the slump it causes in the lower back. It compresses the lumbar disc spaces, the rest of the spine loses its natural curve and leads to compounding effects all the way up through the spine and upper body. The resultant forward head posture compresses the upper spine, including the neck, and leads to jaw tension, rounded shoulders and an inflexible rib cage. In addition to the stresses of our workplace, stress and anxiety are brought on due to an effect of poor postural positioning, inhibiting a healthy diaphragmatic breath pattern. Fatigue and stress set in more easily, the chest tightens, our shoulders get out of balance due to excessive internal rotation, and there are compounding effects of tension through the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, especially when we're working at a desk. As well as all the upper body issues, the muscles of the lower body get suffocated and weakened due to compression and imbalance. We get poor circulation through the glutes and legs, our feet become weak, the hip flexors become shortened and tight. Unfortunately, most people are already suffering imbalance from shortened hip flexors and weak glutes, even without the compounding effects of prolonged sitting. So what happens when we stand? Because of all this, when we stand, this same forward posture at the shoulders causes us to stand with the weight distributed incorrectly, either too far forwards or back, misplacing our center of gravity. These misalignments cause even more tension and imbalances. We favor the fronts of our legs and hips, our shoulders stay rounded, the head stays forward, and diaphragmatic breath is again restricted. We're often left feeling restricted, driven, and semi-collapsed. Is it any wonder we can't relax in these postures? Worse still, our emotional self is also compressed, and it becomes easy to get stuck in the grip of unhealthy moods. The heart is closed off and we're leading from the head. Woe is me. Our awareness connection is mostly with the front of our bodies. We have somehow misplaced our whole body awareness, that efficient and relaxed feeling of postural strength, ease and vitality. Although our posture is our handshake to the world, the front of us just doesn't seem to be happy. Again, damn, that damn desk job. Balanced body, a happier life. If you've thought about it at all, you'd have noticed some neck and shoulder tension or some RSI setting in. And to the more observant of you, you may have related to many of the complexities mentioned above. For the benefit of many, let's start with the neck and shoulder tension. Typically, much of this comes from an over-recruitment of the outer neck muscles and a compression of the spinal segments, causing the stabilizing muscles of the inner neck to switch off. Normally these inner muscles' function would be to position our neck in a healthy, lengthened state. Correcting long-term upper body mechanics is a fairly detailed process, as well as freeing up the neck and spine. Comprehensive conditioning of the shoulders is needed due to our usually chronically internally rotated shoulders. It all needs to be addressed. Most people would be unaware that most of their daily stress and anxiety is compounded by poor breathing patterns and a semi-dysfunctional diaphragm. This is commonly due to a problematic rigidity in the whole of the thorax. We could continue with more of the complexity of what's happening biomechanically, though we've not even talked about imbalances in the lower back and hips and why it's so hard to resolve any of these on a permanent basis via traditional methods. It's more like a book in itself. We'll get around to it. Ongoing practice of the Bohdiya Method delivers solutions for pain, strain and tension caused by sitting and chronic muscle imbalance. Bohdiya rehabilitates existing conditions and brings a lasting healthy postural awareness, lessening the strain when we're needing to sit for long periods. A new postural awareness is gained within the hips, back, neck and shoulders. Knowing how and when to stretch, strengthen and release your muscle patterns throughout the day, knowing all the early warning signs and most effective self-care solutions unique only to you. Postural pain in the body, once it's felt, often seems like it's come from nowhere. Though the reality is it's the body's message to us that we've punished it over time, every single thing that supports ideal body mechanics. Inefficient compensation patterns, often the cause of pain, predominantly arise because we over-rely on the bigger outer muscles and we lose touch with the more important inner supportive postural and joint positioning muscles. Left only with the outer muscles as a poor support mechanism, sets up distortions that grip, compress and shorten us as they continue pulling us into crooked and unhealthy positions. Through Bohdiya, balancing out these distortions and activating the muscles of deep core, inner postural and joint support, we eventually recondition the body from the inside out and cleanse all old postural inefficiencies. Pain, tension and any areas of weakness are all dealt with simultaneously within the Bohdiya Method exercises. When the body is massaged and nurtured into a more supple state through its stretch, strengthen, engage and release methods, a better unified balance of the deep musculature within the joints and posture is developed. A sensation of new life begins flooding in. The nourishing effect of these newly activated, happier, healthier muscles spreads throughout the entire body. Being switched on energetically through the entire body is a more natural and youthful expression. As inner awareness comes and greater connection with your body develops, there's often profound benefits to all areas of life.